So for the past month or so, we've been discussing that Nick Fuentes abandoned Trump. He was basically fed up with Trump's bullshit. He wasn't on Team Trump anymore. There was that clip that went viral where he was talking about Trump admitting that he didn't win the election when he said, "We lost by a whisker." Nick Fuentes saw that and said, well, what the fuck was this all about then? What the fuck was Stop the Steal? What the fuck was January 6th? You're throwing under the bus all these people who went and fought for you, et cetera, et cetera. And he was pissed. He was pissed. But as I told you from day one talking about Fuentes, it's not like he's mad at Trump for good reasons. The core of his argument against Trump is he's not Nazi enough. He's not fascist enough. I need him to be more like me and the Groypers. That's his main concern, right? Well, he's proven that point in no uncertain terms because now he's going to go out here and he appears to have done a 180 with his positive rhetoric on Trump, and it happens to coincide with when Trump becomes more Nazi. That's literal. We'll get to more on that in a minute. So here he is talking about Laura Loomer snuggling up to Trump in the direction that's had on the campaign. Let's go.
This is Trump at his best. This is Trump talking about the only issue that matters, which is white genocide, which is replacement migration, the invasion of the border by immigrants. Finally. And if you go back and watch this show...
By the way, I love the idea. Man, Trump doesn't talk about immigration enough, bro. He stopped talking about immigration a lot. What are you talking about? That's not true at all. It's the one policy issue he talks about the most.
The past few months, people called me a Trump hater, and I said over and over in these frustrated rants, I said, where is the old Trump? Where is the Trump from 2016? Where's the America First immigration restrictionist? Because all he talks about is grocery prices. And don't get me wrong, it's good politics to talk about that too. But you must make the election a referendum on immigration, because if it's a referendum on abortion, you're going to lose. And if it's a media contest, an attention contest between inflation and abortion, abortion's going to win. So you got to make it about immigration. Finally, someone in the campaign is listening. Someone is heeding my advice. They brought back Corey Lewandowski from 16. Laura Loomer shows up, and Laura Loomer supports white nationalists and white identitarians. She's been a friend of mine for years, and she has talked about white genocide consistently. She was at Seville. She defended me for a long time. And he has turned this whole week wall-to-wall media coverage about immigration rather than abortion or brat or whatever. It's perfect.
Okay. This is particularly funny because Trump has never plummeted faster in the polls than right now. He's out there like, finally, yes, the Trump that we all know and love and want back, boo. Boom, his number's going down, Kamala's number's going up. She's now leading by 6 points. He's imploding in the polls. So it turns out when you listen more to the direction Nick Fuentes wants you to, you do worse. Now understand something, guys. Again, this isn't an opinion. This is a fact. This is what's happening with the numbers. This is just what's happening. It's what is. And we've now had plenty of polls that validate that fact, that he's doing worse. So in other words, he loved Trump's, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the pets. He loved that. Well, look, I'm not surprised he loved it. As I've told you guys from the beginning, this lie, and it is a lie, originated from a Nazi group called Blood Tribe. They came up with it. So Trump regurgitates literal Nazi propaganda. By the way, he says he wants to deport the Haitians. Oops, turns out they're legal immigrants, not illegal immigrants. Doesn't care. Still says he wants to deport them. Kind of gives the whole game away about how, oh, it's illegal immigrants we're against. No, you're not. You're also against legal immigrants. So repeats Nazi propaganda, gets J.D. Vance to repeat Nazi propaganda, double down, triple down, quadruple down on it, and the entire time, numbers implode. Hey, Nick, you want to know what percentage of the country believes your bullshit, your Nazi lies? 26%. And I think that was the higher of the polls I saw. I think some others had the number even lower of people who believe this. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Zed Jelani talked about this. In Atlanta, 30 years ago, when there was an influx of Korean immigrants, same lie was spread. Oh, they're eating the cats. It's like a go-to. This is what happens when you have like different ethnicities who come here initially. There's always growing pains and some white nationalist backlash, right? Like this impulsive reactionary impulse. But over time, it's just no, they've become American. Everything's totally fine. There's not a problem here. Everything the right tried to trot out as evidence of Haitians eating cats turned out to be a total lie. The videos were not even of Haitian people, not even of immigrants. One was a guy clearing geese that were roadkill, right? Chris Rufo paid $5,000 for somebody to prove it. Somebody sent him a video of a chicken or a duck being grilled, and they pretended like it was cats. I mean, this is embarrassing. There's another story that came out. One woman who said, oh yeah, Haitian took my cat or whatever. Turns out New York Times talked to her. Oops, I found my cat. He was actually in the basement. My cat was in the basement. I thought a Haitian stole my cat. This is humiliating. This is humiliating. This is humiliating. It turns out Nick Fuentes doesn't even understand why Trump succeeded in 2016. He doesn't get it. Yes, Nick, you are correct that he did say many bigoted, xenophobic things that you would like. He did say, the Mexicans, they're criminals, they're rapists. I assume some are good people. He did say we need a total and complete shutdown of Muslims until we can figure out what the hell is going on. He did say those things. That's totally true. There are plenty of bigotry and xenophobia back then, too. The difference is he paired it with, I'm going to keep your jobs here. The Democrats outsourced your jobs. It was horrible what they did. They outsourced your jobs. We're going to make your wages high. He went on 60 Minutes and said, we're going to give everybody health care and the government's going to pay for it. So we had a hefty dose of, I'm not doing Republican right-wing orthodoxy. I'm going to try to move to Hillary's left on certain issues. Money in politics, he would hammer. She's so corrupt, they take so much money from big donors. That was a big part of him winning. Now, he lost that part of him in 2020. Didn't sound populist at all. Now 2024, he's even less populist. He's even less populist, right? And so now, what's left? Saying you're going to be more conservative and more right-wing on Israel and give them more money and give them more weapons? How the fuck is that? That's not populist at all. That's neocon bullshit. You know, and leaning into Nazi lies about legal migrants. So, oh, would you look at that? Trump starts listening more to Nick Fuentes types, and he goes down in the polls. Wow. What a shock. Now, by the way, he also gave the game away there about Laura Loomer. I mean, this wasn't actually hidden, but now you know. Now it's verified. Laura Loomer, and you've seen her comments calling Kamala DEI Shaniqua, right? Like just over the top, saying the White House is going to smell like curry and collard greens if Kamala wins. We already knew that, yes, she's a Fuentes type. She's sympathetic to the Groypers. But now this is the King Groyper himself saying, yeah, she's like us. She's defended me a long time. And this is who Trump's listening to now. Well, as I pointed out, I loved when Nick was fighting with Trump. I enjoyed that very much. But you know what I like even more? When Trump starts listening to Nick and Trump goes down even more in the polls. I love that. Because he has totally misread the room in the United States of America. He thinks, what do you mean? The people want you to be brazenly racist. They want you to be over the top with this stuff. You're about to find out that was not the core of Trump's appeal. It was not the core of Trump's appeal by any stretch of the imagination. This is a bridge too far for most Americans, which is why the polls are showing he's going down and people are not buying this bullshit lie about legal Haitian immigrants eating cats. It's just not happening, right? So, rude awakening on the way, but it'll be interesting. Since he did this this segment, Trump said, like, if you vote for Kamala, Israel will be gone in 2 years. And Fuentes quote tweeted that and said, like, thank you or whatever, and then did the coconut thing, the coconut pill meme thing, like put the emojis. So it seems like he's still every now and then taking shots at Trump and being oppositional, but he's certainly more on board than he was, right? He's certainly more on board than he was. We'll see what he says moving forward, but I would give Trump the same advice this guy does. Keep listening to him, keep listening to Laura Loomer, and if we stay on the trajectory we're on, guess what? Come election day, it'll be a 12-point lead for Kamala, and it won't be much of a race at all. All right, guys, that's the show. You know the drill. Love y'all very much. Everybody, please click like, click subscribe, support the show on Patreon or tip on YouTube. All that stuff helps. Remember, I don't talk to billionaires and I don't talk to foreign governments. There's no weird money coming into this show, just you guys and the default ads on YouTube. Thank you for everybody who does support the show. I can't do it without you. All right, love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.